Give me a strawberry. Guys, it's time to play! 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 Guys, it's... Guys... Guys... Guys, it's time... Guys, it's... Hara Hara Shambhu Shambhu Shiva.
Tornado.
This video is sponsored by Warner Brothers. That is a category.
I'm going. Hey, it's Ballerina Cappuccina. Let me in. Come on, my phone's melting. You know how long this took? I'm 90% milk and 10% fear right now. It's still too hot to be cooled by that wind. Ah, help me out!
Why are there more tornadoes in the United States than anywhere else on Earth? By a lot. And nearly all of them happen right here. To make a tornado, you need 4 ingredients. Number 1, warm, wet air. This flows into the plains from the Gulf. 2, warm, dry air pulled across the plains by a jet stream. That hot, dry air forms a cap, keeping that wet air close to the ground. Ingredient 3 is these perpendicular winds, moving at different speeds that act like a blender, causing the wind in the middle to rotate, which is actually fine until you add ingredient 4. Super dense, cold, dry air that flows in like a bulldozer busting through that cap, causing that warm, wet air to shoot upward, sometimes over 160 kilometers per hour, rapidly forming these gigantic storm clouds. And then, as that spinning air races upward, it's tilted into a vertically spinning storm. That hot, dry air is still flowing in, but now it's rapidly being cooled by rain, causing it to plummet toward the ground. But the warm, wet air down there is still spiraling it right back up into the storm. And all that is forming a tornado. And it's important to understand these ingredients because Tornado Alley is moving. To find out why, subscribe. Why are there more tornadoes in the United States than anywhere else on What would happen if Earth actually was flat? Would we fall off? Would we spin into the edge? It's even weirder than you think, because for a sphere, gravity pulls in the same direction from all points on the surface. But for a disc-shaped Earth, gravity depends on where you're standing. In the center, gravity pulls you down, but as you walk toward the edges, gravity pulls you down and sideways. And the consequences of that, well, all the ocean water would be pulled toward the center, trees would grow diagonally to fight against gravity, and it would be near impossible to reach the outer edges of the Earth because because this sideways gravity would make it feel like climbing a never-ending mountain. And on top of that, our flattened Earth has no internal layers, and it's the movement of our molten liquid core that causes our magnetic field. So without it, we're just getting cooked by cosmic radiation. And depending on our orientation, there would be only day or only night. And lunar eclipses look like this. So if Earth was flat, we'd be cooking on a space pan with no escape. To find out how scientists know what's really inside the Earth, NASA just announced the astronauts going on the Artemis 3 mission. This is the next step in the NASA missions to go back to the moon, with the goal of eventually establishing a moon colony. This crew will launch into space on the same kind of spacecraft that they used for Artemis 2, Orion. But this time they'll circle Earth in low orbit to practice meeting up with and docking with both of these two commercial landers made by private companies. One made by SpaceX and one made by Blue Origin, with the goal of testing Orion's docking system for the very first time. And this has to go perfectly, so that on the next mission, Artemis 4, Orion can fly all the way to the moon, the lander flies separately, and then they dock out there in lunar orbit, and then 2 astronauts can land back on the moon for the first time in over... This new plane flies faster than sound. I have a question. This new plane flies faster than sound, but quietly. And it's a big deal for bringing back supersonic planes that you can fly in. Because you used to be able to go from New York to London in less than 3.5 hours on a commercial plane. But all that changed when the Concorde stopped flying, largely because countries banned the boom it makes when it passes by. But this plane's long nose and wide delta wings and T-tail let it slip through the air, minimizing that boom, and its smooth underside sends most of the boom up, which together turn that loud boom on the ground into more like a thud, no louder than distant thunder. This recent flight tested the plane's controls and how it handles aerodynamic stress. I have a question. Why can't a robot just click?
This is some of the world's purest water, and I'm about to drink it.
Hold on, don't drink water in random places. The scientists with us tested this and said that it was okay.
These rivers only exist for a few weeks during the Antarctic summers, when the sun never sets.
This water comes from melting glaciers, meaning it's been trapped in the ice for hundreds or thousands of years. So does that mean there could be ancient bacteria in it? Unlikely, because when the ice forms, it acts like a natural filter, forcing out dust and salt and pollutants. And all that pressure forces out all sorts of gases and air bubbles too.
So when it melts, it looks crystal clear. So what makes the rivers blue?
That color comes from the ice underneath. That ice is super compact and dense, so it absorbs red and yellow light, reflecting back bright blue.
That's really genuinely delicious. For more optimistic science and
I wish I knew sooner just how small transistors really are. The electronic switches inside everything that you use. Okay, let's start here. This is the size of the first iPod. And this is the size of the first transistor. But we're going so much smaller. This is the smallest kind of ant. It's only 1 millimeter. As we get smaller, we approach the size of one of my favorite animals, the tardigrade. Now it gets crazy. The smallest human cell is the red blood cell. But bacteria are even smaller. This is the size of the transistor in that first iPod. Subscribe if this is already blowing your mind. A flu virus is about this big. We're almost there now. This is the size of the transistors in the first Nintendo Wii. And if we keep going all the way down, this is about how small today's transistors actually are. Only a few nanometers wide. And we're trying to make them even smaller. If you want to know how. Why are there more tornadoes in the United States? This is the first ever all-electric Ferrari. A car Ferrari said they'd never make. That will probably be the most controversial car thing. If you stuck a cup deep into the ocean and brought it back up again, it would be full of little bits of DNA that we can use to discover what animals are down there. But when they really did this, guess how much of the DNA was unknown? We don't know what animal it came from. The answer is 90%. They call it dark taxa. It might be from animals that we know about but never genomed. Or it might be from something entirely new. Researchers are starting. NASA is trying to split atoms in space to power a ship. So right now, we mainly move spacecraft by burning fuel and shooting out the gas created in that chemical reaction. But bringing all that fuel and the oxygen to burn it is really heavy. So they've tested more efficient engines that shoot out electrically charged gas. But those rely on solar panels, which get less efficient the further you travel from the sun. So NASA wants to power these engines by doing nuclear fission in space. Same thing we do in nuclear power plants on Earth. Nuclear energy creates 10 to 100 times more power than solar, meaning we could get places faster and we could also travel farther if we're not constrained by the sun. So NASA's planning to test this on an upcoming mission to Mars. To see it, subscribe. How will the universe die? There are three big theories, and this one just got some brand new evidence. So we know that the universe isn't just expanding, it's expanding faster and faster. We can see galaxies moving away from us, and the farther they get, the faster they go. If that keeps going, the universe could expand so fast that gravity can't hold anything together anymore, and everything starts getting ripped apart. That's the first possible end, also called the Big Rip. But some scientists think it won't keep going. At some maximum size, gravity will start smushing everything back together again, crunching it down like the Big Bang but in reverse. That's the Big Crunch. But this third theory says that everything will keep expanding but stop accelerating, meaning that everything in the universe will spread out, thinning and cooling until it can no longer sustain life or light. That's called the Big Freeze. Don't worry, all of these are at least this many years away. And all of these theories depend on just one unknown number, the energy in empty space. So right now, scientists are studying this brand new data set to learn more. To see it, subscribe. How will the universe die? There are three big theories, and this one just got some brand new evidence. So we know that the universe isn't just expanding, it's expanding fast. Jupiter's moons are insane. This one is larger than the planet Mercury. This one is the most volcanic place in our whole solar system, and this one might actually have alien life. And they do crazy stuff to each other. For every single orbit that this moon, Ganymede, makes, Europa makes 2, and Io makes 4. They've got a nice rhythm, enforced by gravity, and when they line up, they tug on each other. If a moon starts to drift out of sync, the others pull it back into place. This keeps them in a slightly elliptical orbit around the planet, and that has some weird effects. Ganymede is so big that when it and Europa pull on Io one way, and Jupiter pulls back the other way, those forces are intense enough. What would I need to change about my body to dive as deep as a whale? I mean, we're both mammals. How hard could this be? Turns out insanely hard. As I dive down, I'm running out of air really fast. But our whale friend can go for 2 hours. And that's not just because of their lungs, it's because of their muscles, which can store up to 10 times more oxygen thanks to a special protein. But as we go farther, the pressure is increasing by a whole atmosphere every 10 meters. Our whale friend is thriving, but my lungs are shrinking. At this point, what would I... This is the first ever footage of a giant squid in its... Why are there more...
If a tornado is coming towards you, most people...
Please stop. I need a drop.
Hey, Granny. Get inside the car.
Thank you. Terrifying tornado. This vehicle saved my life.
Happy to help.
Please stop. I need a drop.
Hey, Granny. Get inside the car.
Thank you. Terrifying.
This video is sponsored by Warner.
I'm tired of you. Freaking chasing me all day and I want to run away because I'm hitting you a little bit. Ah! Where's the village? Where's the village? Oh man. Wow. I might have made the worst mistake of my freaking life. Ah! Oh, okay, that's not good. That's gotta be censored.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is your cat.
Ooh.